Welcome back to season 2 of How to Live Slow. My name's Rochelle, and if you're a modern mum, this is your place to find an antidote to the overwhelm that comes with being a modern mum. We have so many pressures on our lives, and I wanted to find a way for us to learn how to live slow. So this is it. This is season 2, and I really want to make this season even better than last season. I was off for a little bit longer than anticipated. It's now towards the end of January, and I thought I would just have 1 or 2 weeks off. But you know what? Life has been hectic. We moved, we built a house, we got the keys on the 16th of December, and we are just insanely busy. And I know that that is rich coming from me when I'm supposed to be teaching you how to live slow, but honestly, we teach what we most need to know. And on reflection, if this was me 2 years ago, I would have been an overwhelmed mess. But I've got some tips and strategies that I've put in place to be able to cope with such a busy period of life and still feel like I'm in control of my time. And so today kicks off season 2, and I want to talk to you about habits. I have been obsessed with habits. And before you say, all right, well, what has habits got to do with slow living? It has everything to do with slow living, because slow living is a habit, making a decision about a kind of lifestyle that you want, but you then need to implement new habits that get you to that lifestyle in the way that you want it to be. If you distill habits down, it's everything you do on a regular basis that gets you to a point. Like the things that you do, we think about habits of like how much water you drink and what time you go to bed, what time you get up, brushing your teeth every day, eating breakfast, whether you put your left shoe on first or your right shoe on first. Those are all habits. And something that for me, especially as a mum, that I have really struggled with having as a habit is exercise. And before you click off thinking, okay, big deal, this is another video all about how you should exercise every day, I want to share with you how this has actually changed my life. Not from a physical perspective, but from a mental and mindset perspective. So let me tell you, if you are like me, I used to love running and going for long walks and everything. Then I had kids, and I realized that the only exercise I was getting was running after the kids, taking them to the park, going for a walk with the kids and the dog. And even going for a walk was like, oh, got to get the pram out or the carrier, got to find the dog lead, the ball, shoes. Everyone needs hats and sunscreen. And even just leaving the house to go for a quick walk around the block was like a 15-minute ordeal, and it drove me nuts. And it still drives me nuts, but we do it anyway. We go for a walk all the time. But that is not the kind of exercise that's relaxing and refreshing. So, I've been going to the chiropractor to help put my body back in alignment. And she said to me, you really need to start exercising and strengthening your body. And I had this mindset, and it's a story. It's not actually true, but I had this mindset that I can't find the time to exercise, so I'm not going to do it. And I feel guilty taking time out for me. And I don't know if you can relate as a mum, but finding the time to exercise and committing to a regular exercise session, even if it's once a week, it's a really big mental block to overcome. I was talking to one of my girlfriends about this, and she said, I go to Reformer Pilates, and you should just come. They have all sorts of classes on at all different times. So surely at least 1 a week will suit you. And I was like, oh, maybe. Then the chiropractor said to me, look, you're going to continue getting these adjustments on your hip and on your shoulder and on your neck. And it's not going to do anything. Over the long term, you need to build up your muscle strength. I can continue to adjust you, but it's never going to get better unless you do something else to strengthen your body. And I was like, okay. She goes, I really recommend Reformer Pilates. Just take it easy. There's this place down the road. They have all these classes. It's app-based. You can hop on and just pick the classes that work for you. And I tell you something, I love it. I am so obsessed. Ever since that 3-week trial, I think I did about 8 classes maybe 7 classes in that first 3 weeks. And I signed up for a membership, and the membership is like, it's pretty expensive. It's about $100 a fortnight, and that gives you 3 classes a week of the reformer, and then unlimited unlimited normal Pilates on the mat and bar, and I think there's some yoga and stuff as well. But anyway, first of all, let's talk about the physical changes that I have experienced. And I have strengthened. My ankle support is amazing. I feel like I can sit more upright. Even things like, okay, TMI, but I've noticed that I actually don't need to get up in the nighttime to go to the toilet. So I'm able, and I'm not going to the toilet as often in the day. So even though technically my pelvic floor is not weakened, it's obviously gotten stronger over the last 4 months. I've got lots more muscle tone, and I've definitely improved my strength, which is great. And the thing is, it also had a flow-on effect. So even though, you know, I've wanted to prioritize going to bed earlier as a thing, going to bed earlier isn't the Keystone habit here. It is still going to Pilates, because Pilates has given me the motivation to actually decide to go to bed earlier. And the fact that I'm now going to bed earlier, I'm getting more sleep, I'm feeling more rested, that has also had a flow-on effect. I'm not feeling as stressed. So I am in a bit of a high stress situation at the moment, because we've moved into our new home. There's lots going on, and on top of all my usual work, for my husband's business, on top of looking after the kids are on less daycare days at the moment. I have been feeling overwhelmed, but not nearly as overwhelmed as I would have been had I not had the other structures in place around having some sort of stress relief, which for me is the Pilates and taking that time out for myself, and also prioritizing rest. So because I've prioritized rest, I'm coping better with stressful situations and overwhelm, which means that I'm then also not procrastinating as much, because I do find that when I'm stressed, I procrastinate instead of ticking off items on my to-do list. But today I have gotten through so many things. It's only like 11 o'clock and I'm already finding time to film this video, which I wasn't even sure that I would be able to do. So that's another great benefit of finding something that can have a flow-on effect. And I actually think that a Keystone habit, such as for me, as I've explained, has worked for me. It's trial and error, and you can't just say for sure that for you starting exercise will be the Keystone habit that will kick things into gear and actually help you to make lifestyle changes that are more fulfilling for you. So if you have had a similar experience with a particular thing that you've started or stopped doing that's had a lot of flow-on effects in your life, but you didn't actually realize at the time, I would love to hear from you. I'm really fascinated to see what other people's experiences are with, like Keystone habits that are, and I think it's actually a bit of a hindsight thing that this can occur, but I would actually like to start putting together everybody's experiences to see what the current, like what the theme is, and whether there's like particular ones that actually keep popping up for people. Okay, that's it from me for today. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you back next Sunday for another video. If you enjoy videos on how to live slow, on lifestyle design, on habits, and all of that good stuff, I would love to have you join my community. So please consider subscribing, and I will see you next week.